Hey there, gang. Welcome back to Papa's Model Workshop. I'm Papa, and this is my workshop. If you watched the last video, the very end of the last video, I was working on this Cuda, okay? And I think it came out okay. And I put the Cuda into the dehydrator, and if you were watching, I was standing at the dehydrator going over the settings and so forth, and then all of a sudden you were left hanging because I just disappeared. I wasn't abducted by aliens or anything, okay? I wish I could give you a cute, exotic story like that, but the fact of the matter is the battery died. So that's my bad. That was a major boo-boo alert on me, and so I'm going to make sure from now on that the batteries are charged. As I've mentioned in the first two videos, I'm brand new to YouTube video production, and I'm learning, and that was a major boo-boo on my part. So since that video, I did 2K clear this, and I added the chrome on here, all right? And I added the panel lines and so forth. And overall, I'm pretty happy with this. So I'll tell you what I did. I used, as I mentioned, the 2K clear. This is, get this rubber band out of the way. This is the Spray Gunner 2K clear. And I mixed that with Spray Gunner. What is this? This is the reducer. Spray Gunner reducer, and the Spray Gunner activator. All right, and I mixed that at a ratio of 1:1, and I sprayed that with a Gallery Swallowtail airbrush at 28 psi. I usually spray. I usually spray at 22 for my paint, but I jacked up the compressor to 28 for the 2K, and I'm kind of happy with the way it came out. I'll tell you something though, one of the problems that I did have, now to get this chrome, let's see if I can get something to point with. Excuse my arm. Excuse me, okay. To get this chrome, okay, what I did was I took Tamiya tape and I taped off and I used the thin Tamiya tape, okay, and with Tamiya you can get this neat little dispenser, and I taped off all around where I was going to chrome, and for the most part it worked out well. You have to burnish this down rather well. I've got a burnishing tool that I used, and I had a couple of areas where I did get a little bit of bleed through. Okay, right up in here I got a little bit of the silver chrome that got on the paint, and over on this side I got quite a bit of it in here. Okay, actually I had a number of smudge marks. I had a smudge mark here, here, and down in here. Okay, and well, you can see that they're gone. And I'll tell you what I did to do that. I took just a regular toothpick, just a toothpick like this. Okay, nothing fancy, and some baby oil. I always keep baby oil. And I took the toothpick, dipped it in the baby oil, all right, and I just gently rubbed it, okay, and you just have to work it. Now, the thing with these toothpicks is it's got a point, but it's kind of a blunted point, all right? It's not really sharp, like a pin. So use that to your advantage, that it's a blunted point. And like I said, I just put a little bit of baby oil on there, and you have to very slowly work it until you begin to get it off. And it seems that I got most of it off. So it's something that takes a little bit of time. Now on this, which side was it? Here. What I did was, after I had most of it off with the toothpick and the baby oil, I took a toothbrush and I went over it. The baby oil was already on here, and then I just kind of scrubbed it a little bit with the baby oil, and yeah, I was able to get most of it off. Now, I will tell you this. As I mentioned, I put 2K clear on here, so that meant that this paint was sealed. Originally, the paint that I used on here was an acrylic. Now, acrylic and lacquer, it's open. All right, it does not seal. So, I don't know if this would work if you did not have 2K clear on it to seal it. Enamel will seal, so it might work on enamel, but this worked on the acrylics because I did use the 2K clear and it sealed the paint. And again, I got most of it off. My suggestion would be, before you try doing something like that, I would test it on a plastic spoon or something, just to make sure. All right, you can, I have a number of plastic spoons. Here's one. Okay, I don't remember what this was from. I think this was from a Mercedes that I did a while ago. But I have a number of plastic spoons that are already primed that I can test color on it. And in that particular instance, if you have something similar, you can actually take the silver marker, which is what I used, and put a little bit of it on there and try the baby oil method and see if it works before you go right to your car. Now, get that back in there. The silver chrome pen that I used was not the Molotov. Where is it? I don't know where my Molotov pen is, but anyway, I used this. Okay, this is Ayi. Can you see that? Ayi. I guess that's how you pronounce it. But I chose that because it has more of a marker tip to it. All right. Now, if you have your area all taped off with Tamiya tape, it doesn't have to be Tamiya, but whatever you use to mask off your work area, make sure it's burnished down real well if you're going to use this kind of a tip. Now, the reason I did not go with the Molotov chrome pen is because the Molotov chrome pen, you have to pump it in order to get the ink to flow. And occasionally what I have found is that a big glob of the ink will come out, and I was afraid of that happening on here. So that's why I decided to go with this particular brand. There you go. I'm trying to center this. There you go. Ayi, I don't know. But that's why I decided to go with that. And if you're taped off real well, it shouldn't be an issue. And for the most part, it did come out pretty well. As I mentioned, I had a couple of small areas, and I already told you how to deal with that. But in a general sense, this didn't come out perfect. It's, I don't think I've ever built anything that's perfect. And if I build between now and the time I die, I probably still will not end up building the perfect model. But I'm always striving to do better. And, that's what keeps us motivated, I guess. But overall, in a general sense, I'm pretty happy with this. So I just wanted to jump on real quick today. This is going to be relatively short because I did leave you hanging at the end of the last video. So I just wanted to address that, show you the finished product, at least as far as the painting is concerned, with the Cuda. And, I'm going to move on. I think probably I can actually begin some assembly on this. More than likely, I'll begin the engine assembly. And if you saw the first couple of videos, I mentioned that I separate my parts by color. And the engine I separate differently. I put all the engine parts in a separate container, but everything else gets separated according to color. And then I paint everything, and then I assemble it. So that works for me. You don't have to do it that way. I'm just showing you how I do that. So I'm going to move on to assembling some of that, and that will likely be in the next video. Okay, so thanks a lot for tuning in. I'll be able to actually sign off properly this time because I have a full battery. Okay, so I'll see you the next time. Thanks a lot for tuning in. If you would be kind enough to hit the thumbs up, okay, and subscribe, and that really would help an awful lot. I would appreciate that. I also have a Facebook page. It's Papa's Model Workshop on Facebook. You can leave comments there or ask questions. I also have an email address if you want to communicate with me there. And my email address is papasmodelworkshop@gmail.com, or you can leave comments here. Tell me, gee, you're doing okay, or gee, you suck, or ask me questions, or if there's something that you want to see me do, leave me a comment and I'll see if I can do that for you. I'm trying to gear this primarily to beginners. I think I'm going to do a video for beginners because, I'm on a number of Facebook pages and I see a lot of folks on those pages who have mentioned that, they're looking to get back into the hobby, but they haven't taken the step yet. And I think that a lot of the reason is because of the cost factor involved with, starting up. Anytime you start anything new, yeah, there's going to be a cost factor involved because you don't have anything and you're starting from zero. But I'll tell you, you don't have to spend an awful lot of money to get started in this hobby. You don't have to start with an airbrush or a spray booth or a compressor and all of that expensive stuff. You can get started with some basic tools, and in fact, I'll tell you, I would not even recommend going that route if you're just starting out. Reason being that you don't want to invest a lot of money into something that you're not sure of yet, only to find out that, okay, I tried it and I don't really like it. Now you've spent all that money on all of that stuff. This Cuda is a perfect example. I got this Cuda from a friend of my son, somebody that works with my son. He knew that I did models, and I don't know, maybe he decided, gee, maybe I'll try model building. Went out and he bought this kit. He bought a tube of glue and basic tester's paint. I think, I don't know, he had maybe about 6 or 8 of these in his paint kit, and that was all he spent. So he spent roughly, I don't know, $60 or $70, which was the smart thing to do, because as it turned out, he opened up the box, looked over everything and decided, this isn't for me. I don't want to do this. And that's the extent of what he spent, was about $60 or $70. He didn't spend hundreds of dollars on equipment that he would not have needed. And he gave the Cuda to my son to give to me, and that's how I came to have this Cuda. So thank you very much to you, sir. I love this. I'm enjoying it. But that would be my recommendation, and I think that's a video that I may do down the line, is just some of the basics to get you started. Okay, so again, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna wrap this up as a real short video, and maybe start working on the engine for this. Begin the assembly. I've been over here at the paint bench for the first few videos, so I will probably see you over at the build bench over on the other side of my workshop to start building this kit. All right, so again, thanks a lot. Enjoy your weekend. Tomorrow's the first day of fall. This is a Saturday morning, September 21st, I think. Yeah, tomorrow's the first day of fall. So I always like the fall. It's my favorite time of the year. It's great model building weather. So enjoy the weekend, enjoy the start of fall, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.